We'll now recognize Councilmember Harris for the presentation of a resolution recognizing Robbie Suggs. Mr. Harris.
Oh, it's a packed house tonight. Come on, Robbie. Come on up. And if we have any officers or board of director members, come on, Robbie, from Warsaw Savings and Loan, come join us up here. But Robbie, you get front and center. What an incredible day. So at first, I just want to heap some love and praise and admiration on you, Robbie. Robbie has been an incredible friend to me. You have been an incredible advisor to me. You always pick up your phone. Well, not always, but maybe if I do a little text ping afterwards, you guys know. But you will respond. You've been generous with your time. You've been generous with your knowledge. And you've been generous with this community. We are marking a really historic day in that Robbie Suggs is she is the only Black CEO of a local bank in the greater Cincinnati area. And she is one, if not only, a woman CEO of CEO of a local bank in the greater Cincinnati region. So that in and of itself is just an incredible feat, but it is a natural next step because of your expertise and your time, your commitment to this field, right? You have done it all, right, from top to bottom in the banking world. But the other thing that we're celebrating, and a real kudos to the institution, is that the Warsaw Federal Savings and Loan, is it Federal Savings and Loan? Yes. Received the Minority Depository Institution status. And so this is important for a couple reasons. One, no other bank in the greater Cincinnati region has this status. Two, achieving this status comes with some regulations. So one, that a third of the loans that this bank makes has to be to minorities. Right, so when we talk about all of the work that we're doing around equity and ensuring that minorities have access to capital, this is a governing factor for the organization. The second is that most of the officers of the bank have to be minorities, right? And then the third is that more than half of the board has to consist of minorities. And I was really impressed with the former board chair who stepped down from his role to then make way for, and he is here, to make way for Black officers. When we talk about allyship and really what that means and looks, that is a great example, so kudos to you. But we are here for you, Robbie. When we say representation matters, you are what I think of. Because representation is not just a physical embodiment of a certain group, but it's also actions. And you speak and you live by the sort of the mantra of lifting as you climb. And so on this day, and Noah will hand you this resolution, we are recognizing Robbie K. Suggs and expressing the appreciation of the mayor and council for her career providing equitable access to holistic financial services for all residents of Cincinnati, particularly our underserved communities. Whereas Robbie K. Suggs is a lifelong resident of Cincinnati and has devoted her career to helping individuals achieve economic stability and freedom in her role as a trusted and highly revered banking professional, starting with her role as Vice President of Economic Development and Community Outreach for First Financial Bank, and whereas for 20 years she rose through the ranks at PNC Bank before becoming Chief Lending Officer for the Cincinnati Development Fund, and whereas her deep knowledge and substantial experience in the financial sector made her the ideal appointment as President and CEO, I'm going to say that again, as President and CEO of Warsaw Federal Bank, a 130-year-old community bank in the heart of East Price Hill. And I just have to say, I also think that it's really spectacular to think about the status of this bank and also it being located in East Price Hill, one of our most diverse neighborhoods here in the city of Cincinnati. And whereas Warsaw Federal Bank has achieved a new milestone status that we talked about by becoming Cincinnati's first minority deposit institution, only the second in the state of Ohio, That was not in the Business Journal article. To secure this status, and Robie is making history as the president and CEO of the city's only minority deposit institution. And whereas Robie Suggs will continue as president and CEO of Warsaw Federal Bank to do her life's work in serving the community while expanding the bank's legacy as a community institution that customers have come to know and trust. And whereas Robie Suggs continues her impact through her volunteer work with multiple nonprofit and community organizations that have benefited from her participation as a board member and advisory committee participant, including the Community Building Institute, Middletown, the United Way of Cincinnati, Over the Rhine Community Housing, the Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland, and LIST Greater Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, and also a founding thought partner and an invaluable resource for the Black Developers Conference. When I had the idea, Robie was like the first person that I called. She said yes, and you need to talk to this person, this person, this person, this person, this person, this person. And whereas Robie Suggs' community involvement and awards include the Friend of the Neighborhoods Award from Invest in Neighborhoods, the United Way of Greater Cincinnati's 100 Heroes Recognition, the Most Outstanding Banker Award from the Community Development Corporation Association, the United Way's Improving Our Communities recognition, and induction in Working Neighborhoods Hall of Fame. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Council of the City of Cincinnati, State of Ohio, that the Mayor and Council hereby recognize Robie Suggs for your career providing equitable access to holistic financial services for all residents of Cincinnati, particularly our underserved communities. Congratulations.
So, Councilmember Harris, thank you so very much for that introduction, your kind words, and yes, I will answer your calls. I just want to say I'm incredibly grateful for this recognition today. It took a long time to get to a point where recognition is warranted, and I am really pleased with this. I stand here with several board members and staff, and I am just so excited that they are here to joining us with me. Several board members, several board presidents that I'm on different boards with, and I really appreciate them being here as well. This is just absolutely awesome, and I just thank you all so very much. And by the way, this is a great council. I don't just say this because I'm standing here getting an award. I've worked with several of you on different things, and I just really feel that you are listening and you are understanding and you are really working towards a great Cincinnati. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Vice Mayor?
I am so excited. Councilmember Harris, thank you so much for honoring Robie Suggs. Robie, you are just one of the most brilliant people I've ever met, and you are just so phenomenal. And the fact that you have created this black bank here in Cincinnati, I mean, this is so empowering for our entire city, for our black community, and for everybody. And I'm just giddy thinking about all the great things that are going to happen. But you, just being the brilliant person that you are, I know we're going to really move the needle, as Councilmember Johnson likes to say. I mean, really move the needle on economic progress in this city. So thank you so much. You are phenomenal. And Councilmember Harris, this is huge. I feel like we should have fireworks going off, and, you know, I mean, this is just so fantastic. Thank you.
Chair.
Comments, Mr. Johnson?
Thank you. Thank you, Councilmember Harris. Thank you for your trailblazing vision. And continue to be the trailblazer. We need more trailblazers, your perseverance, your courage to do things differently. This is a time in this country where so many people need to see that it is possible. And with the possibilities and the perseverance and courage, there's absolutely nothing that you cannot accomplish. So Godspeed in your endeavors, and may the grace of God stay with you all in what you're doing for this city and being an example for the nation. It is greatly appreciated.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Walsh.
Robbie, I am shocked to find out you answer Councilmember Harris's phone calls. We'll talk about this one offline. I'm going to start with a personal story, which is you and I met pretty much right in my opening networking, trying to figure out my way around the city. And I remember I was working for the CDC Association at the time. We had this awards committee meeting that I wasn't on. I was just crashing for some reason. And you looked across the table when there was an award. I think it was like Staffer of the Year or something. It's actually in my office right now. Spoiler alert. Nobody else was nominated. Nobody was nominated, period. So you're like, let's just give it to Seth. Which is a great honor to win when nobody's nominated for something. But then you went on this really lovely soliloquy, and I've only been working there for like 6 months or something. But it was the first time in my career somebody had actually recognized I had potential. And then you became a mentor of mine that has been with me now for 10 plus years. And I tell that story not for the personal aspect of myself, but because I've seen you do that time and time again with not just individuals, but organizations. I mean, when you were working at PNC Bank, you would sit down with every organization. I don't know how you had the time in the day to do it, but every single organization that had the craziest idea and say, well, maybe that's not what we're looking to fund, but have you thought about XYZ, or have you talked to LMNOP? And that seed so often germinated and blossomed into something incredible. And for me, it was just looking across the table and believing that I had potential help me blossom into someone that I am today. It means so much to me. It means so much to so many organizations that have become incredible now, but people forget it started in your office with you just saying, no, that's a good idea. Let's figure it out, even if you were not ready to fund it yet. So congratulations on this incredible resolution. Congratulations on everything you're doing. We are going to talk later about this phone call issue, but beyond that, I'm really happy for you today.
Ms. Owens.
Thank you. Robbie, thank you so much for lending your expertise and your presence to this community. And your position is certainly one that is a game changer, because as we advance the conversations of equity and development and housing, you are at the center of that. And you also remind people that very quite simply in this relationship with finance and people, and specifically minorities, it's about people having a lens of equity and justice and getting to not just the status quo, but going beyond that. And so that is going to make a difference for all of us, and thank you.
Mr. Cramerding.
Congratulations, Robbie, and it's great to have you be the president of my bank, Warsaw Federal, where I got my first mortgage, where my kids have their savings account. It is a truly great neighborhood institution. It was been a part of so much that we've accomplished in Price Hill, with Price Hill Will. It's just a great institution. I look forward to working with you on this next chapter.
Final comments? I'll add my congratulations, Robbie. Thank you so much for your legacy of leadership and excellence. And while you are the first, because of the role that you set, you will certainly not be the last. Congratulations. Roll call on passage of the resolution, please.
Councilmember Jeffries?
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Kearney?
Yes.
Councilmember Keating?
Yes.
Councilmember Owens?
Yes.
Councilmember Parks?
Yes.
Councilmember Walsh?
Yes.
Councilmember Cramerding?
Yes.
Councilmember Harris?
Yes.
It passes.
Congratulations. Councilmember Harris has requested a brief recess for a picture at the foot of the stairs. We will take a 3-minute recess and be back promptly. Thank you.